6ix9ine pulls up on Meek Mill. Here's what happened.
Brooklyn is in the building. What's poppin'?
We poppin'. Treway.
Tekashi 6ix9ine is in the building.
Tekashi 6ix9ine and Meek Mill have been sending shots at each other for a few weeks now. But just after the release of 6ix9ine's newest single, Trollz, Meek Mill crossed a major line and Tekashi had to retaliate in a big way. Welcome to Lime Report. Before we begin, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, and check out the link in the description to enter a chance at winning our Apple product giveaway. It's no secret that Meek Mill hates 6ix9ine, and things between them seem to be getting worse by the day. When 6ix9ine first made his way back into the spotlight after being granted compassionate release, he immediately returned to his old form and terrorized social media from day one. With the anticipation clearly reaching its peak just before 6ix9ine's return to Instagram Live back on May 8th, Meek Mill decided to speak out against 6ix9ine and voiced a strong opinion that left Tekashi pretty heated. Since then, things have only gotten more and more tense between the two sides, and it felt like a matter of time before somebody took the first strike. Last week, 6ix9ine was hyping his fans up for the long-awaited arrival of his second single since Tasting Freedom. There had been a lot of buzz around the song due to rumors that Nicki Minaj was to be the first artist on a track with 6ix9ine since his whole snitching scandal. Just before the single was released, 6ix9ine took to Instagram, as he always does, and decided to drop what he considered to be some heavy truths about some of the top artists in the rap game today. 6ix9ine talked a lot of trash about some of the biggest names in hip-hop, but he really went after Meek and especially attacked his past relationship with Nicki Minaj. The continued relationship between 6ix9ine and Minaj is a pretty sore spot for Meek, as the two used to date and only serves as another reason to hate the rainbow-haired rapper. With all the talk 6ix9ine had for Meek, it's no surprise that he had to retaliate against 6ix9ine. But Meek went way too far with his latest jab, and it pushed 6ix9ine over the edge. Thanks for joining us, everyone. Today we'll be taking a closer look at the raging feud between 6ix9ine and Meek Mill. Don't go anywhere as we reveal the shocking way 6ix9ine decided to take advantage on his greatest enemy, Meek Mill. You won't want to miss any of this. 6ix9ine and Meek Mill have been at each other's throats ever since his long-awaited return to the real world. While many fans were excited to have the notorious rapper back, Meek wasn't so thrilled. According to Meek Mill, 6ix9ine is a coward who couldn't handle the heat and ruined families in order to save his own skin. Though 6ix9ine has never refuted the claims that he's a snitch, he's defended his decision pretty well. According to 6ix9ine, the main reason he snitched was because there was no reason for him to be loyal to anyone in the first place. 6ix9ine claims that the weeks leading up to his arrest were some of the worst with the gang. Allegedly, his manager was sleeping with his girlfriend, and the other members either robbed him or threatened to harm his family. In 6ix9ine's mind, he was completely justified to snitch because the loyalty between him and the 9 Trey Bloods was already broken. Unfortunately for 6ix9ine though, Meek has never really bought that story and called out 6ix9ine from the moment he made his triumphant return to social media. Meek Mill came out firing, taking issue with how easy 6ix9ine was able to weasel back into the hip-hop world in spite of his decision to snitch. I hope that rat going live to apologize to the people he told on or the victim. Y'all forget that fast a rat killed Nipsey. He wasn't supposed to be on the streets, he wrote on the issue. Quote, now you're just an informant behind a keyboard trying to troll families you ruined, so it's not going to hit the same. And by the way, I'm doing this for my sons, so you won't be around to impact their lives ever. Quote. The hate from Meek Mill initially didn't seem to bother 6ix9ine, as he simply joked about how Meek just had a kid and needed to focus on his family and not, I quote, some Mexican with rainbow hair. But as the insults continue to fly, it's pretty clear that neither rapper is going to back down. Following the release of Trollz, Meek made sure to troll 6ix9ine as much as he could, but it looks like he may have gone too far and forced 6ix9ine to violate him in a major way. Keep watching as we reveal the crazy plan 6ix9ine laid to catch Meek slipping, exclusively here on Lime Report. 6ix9ine is no stranger to pointing the finger, and he made sure to do plenty of it during his recent Instagram Live session. During a live stream 6ix9ine held on Thursday night, just before the release of his new single, Trollz, Tekashi took aim at Meek Mill and Snoop Dogg, labeling them both as snitches. He also threw shots at Future, calling the Atlanta rapper out on his supposed drug use in his music, as well as his relationship with snitches. The Brooklyn rappers have exchanged words with the Dream Chasers artist via social media before. 6ix9ine has basically called Meek a hypocrite, among other things, for being signed to a management company that allegedly has an executive that served as a witness for the DEA in the 90s. Quote, I'm gonna start off with Meek, right? 6ix9ine begins. And look, you need this clout. I'm not clout chasing because I got more followers than you. I'm more popping than you, right? You know this. I'm gonna show you something real quick. 6ix9ine then goes on to mention Desiree Perez, the current CEO of Roc Nation and the woman who assisted Meek in getting his 2008 gun and drug conviction overturned. Quote, so Desiree Perez was arrested and is a Roc Nation executive who works with Meek Mill. She is part of their prison reform with Jay-Z at Roc Nation. She is an executive at Roc Nation, but then you go saying we don't bleep with rats. Your executive is a rat. End quote. 6ix9ine proceeded to do a search for Perez's name and clicked on a 2015 Daily News article that described her cooperation with the DEA. Quote, after her 1994 arrest for possession of 35 kilos of coke, Perez struck a deal with the feds, agreeing to wear hidden wires to record her meetings with major cocaine traffickers. Her undercover informant work won her courtroom praise from federal prosecutors after she helped them break up major drug deals in Puerto Rico and Colombia. End quote. 6ix9ine then smirked and showed his followers several photos in which Meek was spotted with Perez, stating that this was clear proof of Meek's hypocrisy. Quote, Meek Mill, you can't pick and choose who you want to call rats. This is public information, sir, you know, he said. But 6ix9ine wasn't done there. After calling Meek out for being friends with a rat, he also took shots at Meek's old relationship with Nicki Minaj. Meek and Nicki were dating for some time before ending their relationship in a messy fashion. Following their breakup, Meek became the butt end of a lot of jokes whenever Minaj was mentioned. 6ix9ine made sure to capitalize on this and hit Meek with a tough shot, saying, quote, ever since Nicki left you, you are a nobody. Did you forget who you was? I forgot what Drake said. What did Drake say? What was your tour or your girl's tour? End quote. At this point, 6ix9ine was only just getting started. Not only did he have Meek as a target, though, Tekashi also decided to go in on Future, who recently had published some subtweets obviously aimed at the Brooklyn-based upstart. Stay with us as we continue to unravel the crazy onslaught 6ix9ine had planned for his foes. You won't want to miss any of this. Aside from Meek Mill, 6ix9ine had a bone to pick with a few other rappers as well. The next victim of 6ix9ine's rampage happened to be Atlanta's own Future. 6ix9ine had multiple reasons to start trashing Future, but the first thing he had to say was that Future didn't even take care of his own kids. The 24-year-old Brooklyn native then went after Future and brought up one of his recent Instagram stories, which read, quote, I believe if you hang with a snitch, you a snitch and deserve to die. 6ix9ine scoffed at the idea and then started going off about Future and his drugs and music. Quote, you rap about Molly, perks, all this bleep, never got locked up for no drug offense, he said, quote, ever. You say, if you hang out with a rat, you're a rat. So what does that make you? Because you hang out with these bleep. Before I became a rat, I did it on my own. Think about that. So if you're chilling with a rat makes you a rat, you're a bleep rat. While Future hasn't been as vocal as some of the other big names in the industry, he's made his stance against 6ix9ine pretty clear. At one point, Future even got into a bit of heated argument with 6ix9ine's ex-girlfriend and baby mama, Sarah Molina. The words between 6ix9ine and Future, though, paled in comparison to what Nicki Minaj had to say about her ex-lover, Meek Mill. Nicki didn't have anything to say about Meek during the IG live session, but said more than enough during her verse on Trollz. Quote, talking about snitches when it's snitches in your camp. Never stand alone, you always itching for a stamp. Nicki raps at the 2-minute 16-second mark in the song. Nicki's jab references the same talking point that her Trollz collaborator used to go at Meek, who rallied against 6ix9ine for turning into a snitch. The hypocrisy in Meek's moves is pretty obvious, and now it seems that neither Nicki nor 6ix9ine are willing to let go of the situation that Meek ultimately brought upon himself. During his IG live session, 6ix9ine aired Meek out for condemning snitches, while at the same time associating with a former federal informant. Since then, Meek has not issued a response, but everyone seems to be waiting to see what he can even say to something like that. Meek has been coming at 6ix9ine pretty hard for turning against the 9 Trey Bloods and has used his own experience in a similar situation to show the difference between 6ix9ine and a real street guy. But it looks like his White Knight act is coming around to bite him, as 6ix9ine's relentless trolling doesn't look like it can be beaten. Tekashi 6ix9ine has picked up a lot of enemies during his time in the spotlight, but it looks more and more like all of the madness is by design, whereas most try to avoid conflict. Tekashi's career has always sort of thrived off the chaos that comes. Many have tried their hand against the king of trolls, but so far everyone has failed to do anything but make the rapper more popular than ever before. 6ix9ine may be the most hated man in the industry, but it's hard to argue with how much people love to watch him. While it's uncertain where 6ix9ine will be able to take his career as he continues to rack up enemies, it's clear he's going to ride the wave for as long as he can. But will someone finally be able to stop him from disrupting all the old traditions of hip-hop? Or will 6ix9ine's star power prove to be too much for the old school? Thanks for joining us on Lime Report, everyone. Let us know what you think in the comment section below. And before you go, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, and check out the link in the description to enter a chance at winning our Apple product giveaway.